Hey guys, it's JMay back with another tutorial. This time we're going to be doing the IronMan faceplate hinge system. Now, you guys have probably seen my videos in the past, and I've been kind of quiet about how I did it. There are some tutorial stuff on it, but this is going to be more in depth. This is going to be way more in depth because I'm going to go into each step that I'm doing. It may be a little bit disjointed. You guys will have questions, obviously, and I'll be more than willing and happy to answer them. So, anyways, without further ado, here's your video. All right, so here's a list of the things that you'll need to make this helmet work. Obviously an IronMan helmet. That's a given. Aluminum L bracket, or L channel. We're going to be cutting them like this, so they end up like this, which are going to be mounted at the top of the helmet there. So the servo we're using is a high-tech HS 82MG. You want the metal gear. You don't want the plastic gear because it'll strip out just from all the torque that's going on. So I'm using a Palalu Mini Maestro. I think this is the 6, maybe 8. Anyways, it's enough to run lights, the switch, and the servos. So we're going to be powering it off a 12-volt battery, but we're going to be using a step down. So this takes it from 12 volts down to 5. I think it was 6, maybe 6 volts. So basically this power goes, this battery goes here, powers here. So basically we're stepping down from 12 volts to 5 or 6 volts, which is what this board needs. Now you can run it higher, but this board powers the servos, so you don't want the board and the servos running 12 volt, just you're going to fire your servos. Bolts. So I just got a bunch of 3mm by 10mm. There's 10 there. There's 3mm bolts at a 0.5 pitch, and then about 10 washers in there as well. You're gonna need Bondo for building up stuff, kind of making things like that. Or I have a spot that I need to make flat. You can do it with fiberglass resin. It just takes a little bit longer. It's probably more structurally sound than the Bondo, but I'm kind of in a hurry, so, and I'm going to be putting a layer of fiberglass over the top of that anyways. When we put these in, I'll be laying fiberglass on the inside of that, right along the inside edge, and then over the edge of the side there. So just to hold those in place so we can mount the servos. The next thing you're going to need is, this is trash can plastic. Now it's nice and flexible. Basically it's just any kind of waste bin. It's got a nice large flat spot on it. I'd have chunks of it around here. I don't have a full trash can that I got it from, but you kind of get the point. Obviously your fiberglass resin and your fiberglass mat. So, and a little bit of clay, and I'll get into that a little bit later when I start building up the inside of the faceplate here, and then along the top of the ears there, because we're going to need a spot to mount the hinge points. So. The other thing that you'll need is paper to kind of trace out the side corner, because that's the angle here that you're going to need to work with to get the faceplate up and over the hump there. This little lip right there where the vent's at. So now onto the mounting of the servos. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is servos. These are the most important thing for the helmet setup, and they need to be straight, and they need to align with each other. So what I've done is, you can see here I've got Bondo laid up on the inside here, and you can see I've got basically what is popsicle sticks with duct tape around it. I'm going to go ahead and pop this out right now, but I'll show you why we need to do this first. Okay, so now that that's gone, I got to trim all that stuff in there, but we have brackets, and the brackets are aluminum. They will be fiberglassed in, and we need a flat surface that's parallel to each other to make sure that we have proper closure, things aren't binding, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to tell you right now that basically you're going to want your servo arm, the pivot point right here, right about there, if not further in. So because if you have the pivot point here at the corner, it's going to make it much better. If you try and put it too far back, your hinges are going to be weird, and I'll explain that later. So that's what you're looking at. So we need a flat surface, once again that's parallel to each other, so we can mount these. Now I'm going to wait for this to dry, kind of clean up a little bit, and then what we're going to be doing is putting fiberglass. Once I remove the servo, I'm going to put a thin layer of fiberglass between here on this side, and basically gluing it down to the helmet so it stays place. So let me finish this up part, this part up here real quick, and then we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I've got this mounted up now, so you can see I've got the washers, the nut, and the bolt. So you can see it's all the way down at the bottom right now. I can pull this up a little bit, and it gives me my space I need for the fiberglass that goes underneath this. So you can see the popsicle stick still fits. So from here, it's all about mounting it inside the helmet. So let me go ahead and show you that. What I'm going to do, or at least try, it's been a while since I've built one of these, so I'm trying to go back through my old YouTube videos and remember exactly what I did. But for the most part, we're going to be putting this portion of the servo, the drive arm, as close up to the edge of the helmet edge as possible, like right in the crevice of that spot there. So we're looking about right there, ultimately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crazy glue this down first. You can see how basically you want it right there, because you want enough room for your arm and then the horn that goes on top. So you're adding that much more space. So really it's not that much more space, but it's enough. You can see I've already drawn a line here, so that's where we're going to go ahead and mount it. Now I'm going to go ahead and crazy glue this in, and then it's really hard to clamp this down because this is a flat spot and this is a curved part, so I'll have to put a rag or something on top and hopefully it stays, but I'm going to try crazy glue for now. So I should really rough up the bottom of this first. Let me do that. I'll be right back. Hey, it's future me. This video was recorded originally in October 2019. It's now the 54th of March, I think. I'm not sure. But anyways, this video is sort of disjointed, I understand that. But I lost a bunch of footage, so it's going to be even kind of more disjointed. What the basic point of this video is to show you what you need to do to get the hinge set up in your helmet. And then I'll be explaining at the end of the video the rest of the process I did. Basically, I had the helmet set up right now. I just need to put the hinges into it. So, anyways, on with the video. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start putting the fiberglass in the edges here. As always, safety first. So, feel a little bit muffled, sorry. I'm going to put this on. Alright guys, so, sorry if I'm a little bit muffled, I got my respirator on. Safety first, so we're going to go ahead and mix a little bit of resin here. Go ahead and mix that up. And so for here, I'm just going to pour in a little bit of resin. And I've already pre-cut these chunks of fiberglass, so we're going to do this. Just to get a little more filler and a little more strength. It's not going to look pretty right now, but we can clean that up later. So what we're going to do now is step on the next one. Sorry about that. So I had someone come out and ask me a question. So, but anyways, I had to continue working on with this. So basically, I just poured the fiberglass resin in there, added some glass on top of that. Now we're just going to take the rest of this resin and see how much we can get in here without any sort of incident. Now, I'm trying to build this higher than the actual lip over here. That's two parts, the reason why. First part is obviously to get more material. Second, I can kind of flesh this off according to how I need or want it to be. And I don't have to worry about something being underwhelmed instead of overwhelmed. Alright. Starting to get to that point where it's kind of... There you go. I think I'm going to leave it be at this point. So a little bit there. And a little bit more over here. So we'll go ahead and let that dry. Flip it. And then do the other side. So with that being done, now it's the weeding game. Alright guys, so here's the helmet. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the inside of this. It's all cleaned up. I started a test fit there. You can always, if you make a mistake with this, you can always fill it back up and start over as far as hinge points. But so it's cleaned up. The edges are cleaned. It's not pretty looking right now, but we'll take care of that later. And then the inside of the helmet, we have the take this off real quick. Those are the hinge points, or the hinge servo hinge mounts. They're fiberglassed in, just laid across there. Since we built the bridge down here, we have a nice flat, even kind of setup. So that'll do it for this video, guys. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, share. And as always, guys, do your thing. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there.